Hi, I'm Chris. I will introduce our cognitive architecture, LEARNA. So LEARNA perceives its environment and tries to build encodings of that environment, and then uses those encodings to understand the meaning of natural language sentences in a compositional manner. LEARNA is built out of four main components. The event-predictive system on the bottom left learns encodings of its world and enables learner to predict what is going to happen in that world. Then the language processing system parses input sentences and uses those encodings to build very basic representations of those sentences, which we call abstract scene representations. Those representations really only contain the most basic information from the sentence, like which objects are there and which events happen in which order. And then the inference simulation system uses all of this information and tries to come up with a continuous and fully spelled out mental simulation of the meaning of the sentence. To train the event-predictive system, we use a simple 2D world and we use linear models to predict the most basic levels of events like falling or moving. Then the system also learns transitions to connect these basic events to be able to predict more complex events in the end, like for example pushing. Once we have these encodings, we can give them to the language processing system. Now, if we have a simple input sentence like the box falls to the ground and it breaks, the language processing system will get the object box and the object ground and the encodings for falling and breaking and put these into a timeline. That gives us a very, very simple abstract scene representation containing basically really only the information that the sentence can give us. The inference simulation system then tries to come up with a setup to build an actual real scene that obeys the laws of its environment. So it will start with a default setup and then use heuristics to adapt this until it gets a correct mental simulation of that sentence, which we see here. Now, this is a very simple example, but LEARNA is also able to understand more complex examples like the green virus rests on the platform and it moves to the box after it falls, which already contains quite a lot of ambiguity too. LEARNA parses all the building blocks and then comes up with a continuous mental simulation, and we can take this to be the compositional meaning of the sentence, which LEARNA just understood. So that's a super short description of LEARNA. Thanks for joining.